Greetings and welcome to Sparkles and Blessings. I'm Ducky, and today we are here for story number 35. 35. Okay, I recently made an allusion to the Canadian National Exposition. And this is the place where I saw the then Canadian Prime Minister Pierre Elliott Trudeau. It was 1969, and he was to appear at the Princess Pavilion. And I was there with my grandmother, and of course, and my grandfather, he was there as well. And of course, we had to see the Canadian Prime Minister Pierre Elliott Trudeau. And we did, and that is a story in itself. But this story is about the Canadian National Exhibition, something that happens for about 30 days every August. As long as I can remember, my father took me to the Canadian Exposition every year when I was a little girl. And every summer before school let out, every child was given a coupon for, I believe, a free entrance. You know, if you're under 12 years old, you get in free. And so, of course, I got in free. My dad just had to pay for himself, and he took me there every year. We would go on the subway. I think we lived near the Spadina area at the time, and we went on the subway to the exhibition, and it was crowded, and it was beautiful. My favorite, one of my favorite pavilions was, of course, the food pavilion. Okay, so I'm putting on my 1967, 68 hat, and you can buy you can get little cups of Pepsi for free. You can get donuts for free. A thing of spaghetti, 10 cents. And they would have the world's foods in there. And of course, it was very cheap at that time. And they had, every time I'd go, my father would allow me one souvenir. And normally it would be a punching bag, which would last several days. Once it was a dogless dog walker. Surely you know what I'm talking about. The Canadian National Exhibition, the last time I went was with my father. No, it wasn't with my father. It was with Chuck. But I did go with my father in one of his final years. And it was wonderful. It was wonderful because it was me and it was the kids, my daughters, and the Temptations were there, and I was swaying my daughter. We were dancing to the Temptations, and I saw Elton John live there at the Canadian National Exhibition when he was there in the late 80s. That was something. That's another story. Exhibition. My BFF Chuck told me the story about when his father took him to the Canadian National Exhibition as a child, and the Beatles were appearing there the same day. And there were Beatle pins all over the place, and my friend wanted a George pin, but his father wouldn't. Said, we'll buy one later. At the end of the day, okay, it was time to buy the pin, and the only pins left were Ringo pins, so my BFF's father bought him a Ringo pin, which scarred him for the rest of his life. But that's another story. So, all these wonderful memories of the exhibition. If you know, you know. And I'm very proud that I grew up in Toronto and I was a witness to this. And that was number 34. visiting the Canadian National Exhibition, they had a great amusement section with rides on it that I would get maybe $5 for when I was a child, and I could go on all the rides. I think the last time I took my daughters there with Chuck, it was $75 for rides. But that's another story. So I will leave you with story number 34. There will be more about the exhibition, but I just wanted to share that. This is Ducky. Sparkles and blessings.